This week on the Wild West Bass Trail.
Fish, fish, fish.
There's fish.
The top Western teams converge on pace in Arizona for the Arizona Team Championship held on Lake Roosevelt.
There you go.
No, no, no.
You work extremely hard to get here.
There you go.
The best of the best that are here.
That's what I'm talking about, son.
The prize boat, the cash, the notoriety.
Got him. Good one. You get your 3-pounder. It's big time.
To be here, it's an honor.
Got him. That's the biggest fish I've ever caught out of.
This is a good one.
That is a giant. That is for $18,000.
Roosevelt Lake in central Arizona is known for great bass fishing. And on day one of the Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship, it was true to its reputation.
Going in hot, baby. Do your thing. Got it. All right. Here we go.
I knew it.
Yes.
Hey, see that teamwork right there? See that teamwork?
Go. Nice little limit. I think we got a limit now.
As the teams returned to weigh in on day one, rumors of big fish were in the air. Ty Al and Russell Mortensen set the bar with their 7-fish limit, weighing 16.87 pounds, anchored by a big fish of 4.01 pounds.
401.
Roy Hawk and Mark White took a swing at the lead. Falling short in total weight at 15.57 pounds, Hawk and White took the General Tire Giant of the Day lead with a big largemouth weighing in at 5.13 pounds.
Fish there.
That fish will go a long ways, man.
Yeah.
Real fast.
That held until Davis Hart and Jason Blauvelt stepped to the scales.
1839. That's our bleeding weight right now.
Hart and Blauvelt took the lead and the General Tire Giant of the Day honors with their big fish weighing 6.71 pounds.
Good one. 671.
Hart and Blauvelt took a 1.5 pound lead over the field. Second through 10th are separated by less than 3 pounds, setting up a battle for day 2 of the Arizona Team Championship on Lake Roosevelt.
We got a heat wave coming through. We're expecting 102 degrees today. Gonna be really hot out there. So I think the fish should be moving up. They should be hungry. Hopefully we can get them to bite.
We got to keep up with what we had going yesterday. Make sure that we get just a nice solid limit for us.
It is tough on the second day, and the ultimate goal is first place, and we'll do our best and try to keep them on the hook and get it done.
Traditionally, bass tournaments are competed on an individual level. Each person is responsible for catching their own limit. This week, the Arizona Team Championship is fished as partners. Each 2-man team is allowed 7 fish a day, and the weight counts for the pair, not the individual. In order to be successful at this format, communication is key.
What it takes really is it's called teamwork, and that's why they call it a team. This circuit is spread out across the whole state of Arizona. On the Colorado River, I'm a little bit more familiar with those waters on the Colorado River, and Todd's very familiar with here. So when we teamed up last year, we talked about that, how the schedule would fit our strengths, and it's just a matter of communicating with each other. You stay together at night, so you're talking all the time about what you should do, what you think the fish are doing, where we should go, and we maximize our time just by being productive, and kind of, like I say, communication's the key. If you can't communicate with your partner, then you're probably not going to do well.
The one thing as a team tournament, you just get your friend or another really good fisherman, pair up with them, and it's a combined weight, it's a team. So it makes a lot of fun. I'm with my good friend Lon Armel. With the Pro-Am tournaments, it's a draw. So the pros fish in the front of the boat and the co-anglers fish in the back of the boat. So you make a lot of good friends, meet a lot of cool people, and I'll tell you what, fishing on the pro side, I can't tell you how many times I've drawn a co-angler that I learn a ton from. You can learn from everybody, and it makes it a lot of fun. So fishing the Wild West Bass Trail is where it is for sure.
As the weather heats up in the desert, so does the battle for a $40,000 payout on Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship from Lake Roosevelt.
Want to achieve the highest performance out of your outboard engine? Introducing the newest product from the makers at Lucas Oil, Marine Fuel Treatment and Injector Cleaner. Lucas Marine Fuel Treatment stabilizes fuel and eliminates corrosion. It cleans and lubricates the complete fuel system. Perfect for marine outboard applications. Eliminates the need for higher octane fuels and will not void your warranty. Protect your investment with Lucas Marine products.
Lucas Oil, it works.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Total performance. Nowhere could it be more defined than in the Ranger Z series. With unparalleled advancements, these rigs are driven to dominate. Coupled with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and up to 500 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance, they're the ultimate fishing machines. The legendary leadership of the Ranger Z500 series. It's the kind of feeling nothing else can touch. Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Wild West Bass Trail is brought to you by Lucas Oil Marine Products, made in America, sold to the world. Ranger Boats, driven to dominate. By Gator Guards, the ultimate in boat protection. Costa, see what's out there. By Dobbins Rods, fish to win. And by Yamamoto Custom Baits, because what you fish matters. Day 2 of Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship from Lake Roosevelt, presented by A&M Graphics. In order to stage a major tournament event, community involvement is key. The town of Payson, Arizona has embraced our anglers with unparalleled support.
Hi, I'm Cameron Davis, the Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Director for the town of Payson. I'd like to invite all of you to come and adventure where we live, here in Payson, Arizona's cool mountain town. Surrounded by the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world, Payson is an outdoor lover's paradise, complete with all kinds of outdoor recreational opportunities. As you enjoy our beautiful trail system, you will also enjoy the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world, with neighboring lakes and outdoor recreational opportunities, including fishing, hiking, mountain biking. It's all right here in Payson, Arizona.
Skies are clear on Day 2 of Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship on Roosevelt Lake. The majority of the bass are just coming off the beds, creating a challenge for some of our teams.
Usually the post spawners, what they do, they like to get out in these flats. I'm having Russell throw a Senko out far in front of the boat, let it sink, and then, I'm just cruising by and throwing a dipper. The wind's picking up a little bit. I'm taking advantage of the chop that's giving us just to check if the spike's there.
There's fish.
Hot
Told you.
Wow. Good thing you came back. We're both real strong fishermen. We're both professional guides here in Arizona, working with Arizona Fishing Guides. We both fish pretty similar, which is good. Sometimes partners have a little conflict, with different fishing styles, and since ours kind of complement each other, I think, we just kind of feed off of each other. When one gets bit, we look at the situation, we kind of like yesterday, and we really had to change things up. Definitely benefited us yesterday.
There you go. Oh. Get. Bam. Little fighter. Feisty guy. Oh.
Go this side, there's no bush over here. Good fish. It's okay. You ain't going anywhere. Thank you, sir. Yep. There we go, number 5. There's number 5 right there.
There you go. Got him. Bam. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
With time expiring on day 2, the field is jockeying for a chance to fish on Championship Saturday. Only the top 10 teams will fish tomorrow, making every ounce critical. As our teams crossed the scales, Justin Kerr and Gunnar Stanton held on to the 6th spot with a 2-day total of 26.11 pounds. Shane Moline and Todd Herman maintained the 5th position with a 2-day total of 29.46 pounds.
We can go fishing tomorrow.
Go fishing tomorrow. Thanks, Todd.
The shakeup came at the top. Falling to 4th is our day 1 leader Davis Hart and Jason Blauvelt. Bringing in only 11.4 pounds to the scales, they left the top spot up for grabs. Making a big move is Michael Perry and David Burns. Sitting on the bubble after day 1, they jump from 10th to take over 3rd with a 2-day total of 29.96 pounds. But the Evinrude charge of the day came from Mike Spain and Dustin Robinson. Sitting 2 places out of the top 10, Spain and Robinson put together a 17.5-pound limit to take over 2nd. The image of consistency came from Tai Au and Russell Mortensen. Their 14.09 limit gave them a 2-day total of 30.96 pounds and landed them in the top slot going into Championship Saturday. Only 1 day remains for Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship on Roosevelt Lake, presented by A&M Graphics.
For over 30 years, Lucas Oil has provided the very best products for the land and sea. From this success stems another amazing product from the Lucas Marine lineup, Lucas Slick Mist Marine Speed Wax. Just spray it on and wipe it off. Lucas Marine Speed Wax will make your boat look brand new and provide great UV protection. Apply Lucas Marine Slick Mist to wet and dry surfaces in sunlight or shade. It's ideal in both fresh and saltwater application and prevents hard water deposits. Protect your investment with Lucas Marine products.
Lucas Oil, it works.
The future of boating is here. Now, get all the thrilling performance of an Evinrude E-Tech G2 in the new 150, 175, and 200 horsepower.
Bass fishing's fun, but half of these tournaments is like a boat race, trying to beat everybody down the lake. And with that Evinrude E-Tech G2, it's like driving a Corvette. That thing is passing everybody.
All the best-in-class torque of the Evinrude E-Tech G2 is now available from 150 to 300 horsepower.
This is a whole other level. The G2 is awesome.
To learn more, visit evinrude.com.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
Is there a place where the underwater images are the clearest you've ever seen? We're seeing every fish, we're seeing every detail of structure, and where every bottom contour was visible, where whatever you wanted to see below the surface was real. Do you want to go? Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Final day of Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship on Roosevelt Lake, presented by A&M Graphics. The town of Payson rolled out the red carpet for our teams. This area is rich in history and home of the Tonto Apache tribe. Their crown jewel, the Matazel Hotel and Casino, was a welcome sight for our anglers after a competitive day on the water.
Hello, my name is Hubert Nanti. I am the General Manager of the Marizal Hotel and Casino. I'm a proud member of the Tonto Apache tribe in Payson, Arizona. Marizal Hotel and Casino is proud to be the host lodging facility and tournament headquarters for the 2017 Wild West Bass Trail Team Championship.
Championship Saturday, only the top 10 teams are fishing today. Ty Au and Russell Mortensen are leading by just 0.3 of an ounce over Mike Spain and his partner Dustin Robinson. The rest of the field is within striking distance of the lead. But there is a change coming in the weather that will challenge the teams.
I think we really need to adjust to these weather conditions that are coming in on us. We got some high winds moving in.
We got a little front coming in today and probably going to have quite a bit more wind. It might pick up the fish and it can't hurt it. It's been really tough. You know, we're kind of post-spawn-ish, but there's still a few trying to spawn, and there's some big ones that live in here, and we haven't got them yet. Hopefully today's the day.
I've been saving my water all week long. Today the wind's going to finally blow. Hopefully it's going to turn on my reaction bite. Again, we're just going to go for the wind. You know, I can feel like we can catch a limit on the main lake, but you know, to win one of these events, you got to go for it.
Today the weather's supposed to be picked up. I think they're calling for 15, maybe even 20-mile-an-hour gust. I think that's going to hurt the drop shotters and the Cinco throwers out there. We're throwing reaction.
Championship day!
We're going to be throwing deep. We're probably going to be slow rolling some Alabama rigs and possibly throwing some spinner baits about mid-morning. And that's kind of what's got us where we're at so far.
Jericho team! Jericho team!
You know, it's in anybody's ball game right now. We're a pound and a half out of first place, but here's the thing: we haven't had a big bite in 2 days.
Come on! The water temperature down here in the tunnels is a little bit cooler than up in the salt, and the algae bloom's not as bad. The water's a little clearer. This cove over here is just full of shad, and I think what's going on are these fish are staging out here and going back in there and feeding and pushing some of these shad out here. And these birds are really the key for us. When we see these birds moving like they are, they're really not feeding right now, but I think eventually they're going to start feeding, and I think that's when the bite's going to really trigger for us.
7th place, Max Hernandez and Josh Reed are targeting shallow flats. Taking advantage of calm waters, they are working on putting their second fish in the boat.
Here's fish number 2.
Clifford Perch and his teammate Buddy Randall are sitting in 5th place. An early morning bite on a rock outcropping gets their day started.
Our fish didn't come until after 8 o'clock yesterday, so I'm not pushing the panic button. Our first day, we didn't catch any fish till 9 o'clock. Seems to me like the bite's better for us in the afternoon. Of course, we were sight fishing the first day. Now the lake's been pretty well beat up and it's got the algae bloom going on, hard to see, so we're changing up our tactics as we go, and that's what it's about, is you gotta learn to change to the conditions.
Here with our first place team, Ty Au and Russell Mortensen. We just saw them hook up with their first fish. I wanted to show you an example of how a team really works together well. Ty's throwing a crankbait out front, throwing a reaction bait, and he just hooked up with the fish. And instead of throwing the same thing on the same fish, his partner's throwing a soft plastic, a Yamamoto Cinco, behind him. And what that does is allow those fish that are going to eat that fast-moving bait, you might catch one of those, but if there's a couple behind him, he can go in there with that soft bait, and he can throw it in there behind him and catch maybe another fish and get multiple hookups. And that is how team fishing works at its best, is these guys working together, not over the top of one another, but together to catch as many fish as they can from a specific area.
As far as what we're doing compared to the other competitors, I mean, we're working things real slow. We got this dead calm, which, you know, the lack of wind, I think it's kind of works to our benefit, because I think the majority of the other guys are working reaction baits. With them covering water, you know, I'm sure they're going to run into a few that they hit in the head, but they need that wind to really kick their bite off. And the longer this stays calm out here, I think it's going to benefit us in the long run.
Lost that one yesterday.
With our third place team, Perry and Burns here, they're throwing umbrella rigs like a lot of the other guys in the field, but what I noticed is they're throwing bigger baits on their umbrella rigs, and talking to these guys and watching what they're doing, they feel like those bigger baits on those umbrella rigs can generate bigger fish. And you know, maybe some of the other teams are catching more fish on smaller rigs, the smaller baits, but you can only catch 7, so they're looking for 7 of the right bites. They've upsized their baits to try to get better quality fish.
Fish, fish, fish. See, that fish plain choked it right there. That's what we're looking for right there. This fish wanted it.
As predicted, the desert winds are starting to blow, causing a major scramble among our competitors. We will see who can adjust to the conditions as the day progresses on Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship from Roosevelt Lake.
Lucas Oil's Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Outboard Engine Oil will not only produce a level of confidence with each trip to the lake, but also provide trust backed by rigorous testing on the track as well as on the water. Lucas Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Oil has an extensive additive package that will provide clean burning, smooth running, and maximum performance stability to any outboard on the market today. Lucas Synthetic Blend 2-Cycle Oil will not void your manufacturer's warranty. Protect your investment with Lucas Marine Products.
Lucas Oil, it works.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with Evinrude E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Want to achieve the highest performance out of your outboard engine? Introducing the newest product from the makers at Lucas Oil, Marine Fuel Treatment and Injector Cleaner. Lucas Marine Fuel Treatment stabilizes fuel and eliminates corrosion. It cleans and lubricates the complete fuel system. Perfect for marine outboard applications. Eliminates the need for higher octane fuels and will not void your warranty. Protect your investment with Lucas Marine Products.
Lucas Oil, it works.
The future of boating is here. Now, get all the thrilling performance of an Evinrude E-Tech G2 in the new 150, 175, and 200 horsepower.
Bass fishing's fun, but half of these tournaments is like a boat race, trying to beat everybody down the lake. And with that Evinrude E-Tech G2, it's like driving a Corvette. That thing is passing everybody.
All the best-in-class torque of the Evinrude E-Tech G2 is now available from 150 to 300 horsepower.
This is a whole nother level. The G2 is awesome.
To learn more, visit evinrude.com.
Wild West Bass Trail is brought to you by Evinrude, official engine of the Wild West Bass Trail. Super clean, super easy, super fast, super clean. General Tire, anywhere is possible. By Protect the Harvest, keeping our traditions alive for future generations. Lowrance, for anglers who want it all. And by Power Pole, official shallow water anchor of the Wild West Bass Trail. Championship Day on Wild West Bass Trail's Arizona Team Championship from Roosevelt Lake. The winds are battering the field, but with $40,000 up for grabs, the teams are pulling out all the stops.
We've got Todd Herman and Shane Moline behind us here. He's using a shallow water anchoring system to anchor down, and then they're fan casting this little island. And you got the wind blowing right through it, really helps to activate the fish. Those guys are throwing umbrella rigs all through there to mimic schools of bait fish that are going to be coming through. They've picked up quite a few fish doing it. They have a solid limit, and they're working on big ones now, and this wind ought to play in their favor. So we talk about conditions, how they change. Guys that make the adjustments to these kind of conditions are the guys that you're going to see hoisting the trophy at the end of the day.
Here's the dummies. You know, they're 2.8s. And these are 3.3s, but we also had about another ½ inch with the head on it. So the profile is that much bigger than the dummies. We got the blades, we're using small blades. The bait's real small right now. We've seen a lot of dead floating bait between 1 inch and 2.5 inches. So we went with the small blades, got a little teaser head on it, and that's what we've caught all our fish on the last 3 days. We've been gunning and running. This is the slowest we fished in 3 days. We have 2 solid fish as our bottom 2 fish. If we can somehow manage to get 1 big bite, 4 to 5, it's going to be a huge game changer.
Good one. Get him.
There we go. There we go. Now we're starting to change the game, boys. We're starting to change the game. Woo.
That's close to a 3-pounder right there. That's going to be a 2-pound call.
Our teams battled the winds, but at weigh-in time, we're ready to hoist the trophy.
All right, you guys need 7:45 to knock Sean out of the hot seat. You guys have got it. 1386. All right. All right, 1373. You guys gonna take the hot seat? All right, let's see if there's 13.4 in the bag. Oh, 1342! They are 1325 behind the leaders right now. I think you guys need 1325, and you have 1431. They're gonna need 1363 to take the lead. See if we've got 1363 in here. 1347. So close.
As I always say, this sport comes down to drops of water in seconds.
The team of Michael Perry and David Burns holds off a field stacked with Western sticks, winning by just 0.16 of a pound, taking home over $26,000 in cash and prizes. Spain and Robinson finished second, with Davis Hart and Jason Blauvelt less than a pound behind in third. Shane Moline and Todd Herman finished fourth, with Clifford Perch and Buddy Randall taking home fifth place honors. Join us next week as we head to Lake Berryessa for Wild West Bass Trail's California Team Championship.